Andrii Osadchuk is the first deputy head of Law Enforcement Committee of Ukraine's Parliament. He joins us from the capital. Good to have you on the programme, sir. It's been a very sad, difficult day for your city. Nearly every major city, of course, in Ukraine was targeted by Russia today. It's been described as one of the biggest attacks of the war. How would you describe what happened in your city today and your country?
So good evening. Thank you for having me here. Look, it's not something new for us. We already witnessed the same thing already 7 or 8 times. I don't even remember all the cases. But Russian Federation continued to fight with our electricity facility, with our central heating stations, with our transformators and other civilian infrastructure. Having no power to fight with Ukrainian military on the front line, they continue to attack civilians all over the country, which is definitely a war crime based on international law. Today, it was one of the biggest attacks, as you correctly said, but Ukrainian air defense is working very good. So most of the missiles were shut down, but despite that, in Kiev, for example, the damage was quite material because starting, I think, 7 a.m., the electricity almost switched off all over the city. In my area, I'm talking to you from the Kiev downtown, the electricity was back like at 4 o'clock p.m., but most of the city is still dark. And which is even more unpleasant, we lost water supply since morning, but our rescue brigades, they are doing miracle. And for the moment, water is coming back to the houses in Kiev.
And Ukraine still, Andrii, doesn't have the air systems that you've been asking for. And of course, US officials, they said a decision on the Patriot missiles could be announced soon. How much longer can you wait without them and defend yourself?
So first of all, we're making very good progress with our allies on supply of Ukraine with the air defense system. You probably remember that we started in January, February this year as asking for Stingers, but now we have quite good systems which in fact protecting us quite good. As we discussed today, more than 80% of missiles were shut down today. Can you imagine what would happen if each of them will reach the target? But definitely we need more. And we discussed that dozens of times with our allies that it is much cheaper to provide Ukraine with a better air defense system rather than to rebuild the country after all the damage which Russians are doing. I hope that today's attack will be another step towards providing us Patriot, which will definitely increase the level of protection of Ukrainian sky. Hopefully, we will close this issue till the end of this year.
But Andrii, you know, one of the things so many people admire about Ukraine is, of course, their resolve, their determination, but it's extremely cold. And when you look at the map of the areas that were hit, and to be without water, energy again and again, what does that do to the resolve and determination of your people during these very difficult winter months?
Look, we don't have any choice, and we will fight till the end. Yes, Russians were waiting for the colder weather. Yes, this year winter came a little bit even earlier than usual. Yes, for the last couple of weeks in Kiev, it's about 0, -1, +1, so very unpleasant weather already. But believe me, it will not influence on the spirit of Ukrainians and all on our readiness to fight. Plus, again, all these attacks, they don't touch Ukrainian military infrastructure. So Ukrainian military will continue its successful actions in the south and the east of the country. As for the civilian population, I think our allies in the West and our ally in Turkey in particular, they shall think more about how not to allow Russians to attack our territory rather than to be sorry about our civil population. Believe me, we will survive. We are prepared. We have reserves, and all our efforts shall be focused only on how to defeat Russians. So we definitely need more, not only air defense system, but as our chief commander said yesterday, we need more armored vehicles. We need more tanks, because the whole sense of the process is not just to defend our cities, but to kick off Russians from Ukrainian territory. For that, we need attacking capabilities. And again, a lot of things will depend on our allies, and we hope that all our agreements will be fulfilled in the very short future.
Thank you so much for making time for us today during these very difficult circumstances. Andrii Osadchuk, First Deputy Head of Law Enforcement Committee of Ukraine's Parliament, speaking from Kiev. Thank you so much, sir.